I gotta do something about that music. I feel like that music is like really like anticlimactic. What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you guys hear me first and foremost? What's happening? What's happening? I gotta try to put on the Celtics game. I think that's all but done. Let's see here. Loud and clear, loud and clear. Post Kings, what's up, man? Marvelous in the house. I don't have a cold. I have a hangover. It's a bit different, but I am trying to find get my TV going so I can get the game on. Because I'm trying to find out. Oh, yeah. A cold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 39 years old. If I was to talk to my mom, I'd be like, yeah, I'm just not feeling under the weather, Mom. Never mind the half a handle of Jack that me and my brother almost killed last night. So that has nothing to do with it. All right, here we go. Let's get the game on. Da, da, da. I lost my remote to my TV, and now I gotta do it all through my phone. Just kind of a pain. And then now I gotta switch over to the cable box remote. This is riveting. This is riveting content, folks. What's up? What's up? JR was good, man. Bush League, what's happening? Sam was good. Silent, what's up? Man, just hanging out on a Sunday night. Let me see. What is the game? Nuggets in Minnesota. There we go. Oh, no, that's the wrong TV. Media room. Come on. Okay, that's not it either. All right, hold on a second. I gotta find the remote for this TV. All right. Let's go Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll cut the sound off so we don't get taken off of. We don't get kicked off of YouTube here. Jack's a whole different beast. Had to switch over to Jim Beam. That Jack turned me into an animal. Jim Beam much more mellow. Yeah. I'm not much of a Jack guy. I'm more of a either a Crown guy or a I like bourbon, so I'm more of a wild turkey kind of guy. But sometimes it's just like, hey, whatever's on deck, right? But one thing I'll never do is mix. So, once I'm on something, I'll stay on it. That's I got that advice a long time ago. Is to never mix when you're drinking, because that'll do it. That will do it. What's going on, guys? We are in here. Not much going on. Going live, hang on. Yeah, I mean, typically, I like to try to do at least 2 or 3 videos throughout the week. If I can if I have the time, but this week was particularly busy. And usually if I have like a low video upload week where I'm only doing maybe one or two videos, I'll try to get in I'll try to get in a live on a Sunday or on a Saturday night. Um and then but if I load up pretty good throughout the week, then usually just keep it to the podcast and stuff. So luckily you guys have been great on the podcast. Um so that's been great. But figured I'd jump on, see what's going on. I'm gonna be sitting here watching this game anyway. And if I'm gonna be sitting here watching this game, I figured I'd hop on with y'all and see what's going on with y'all. So this is where we're at today. I'm trying to get this off. Because I still want to hear it. I just don't want it to come over the mic so I don't get kicked off. Birdie's in the house. What's good, man? Some Paulo Banchero, Donruss fat packs. Any opinions? Rip them. Rip them. You know what I've been looking for recently? And I think right now it's a very underappreciated and slept on product. But I think it's got some pretty good, it's a pretty good rookie class. And it's a very interesting product. 2019, 2020 NBA Hoops Premium. A lot of people are going to be, that product is really interesting to me for two reasons. Number one, you guys know what my favorite product of all time is hoops. I love hoops. It's just it's fun. It's bunches of fun. You could rip for really cheap. Hobby boxes this year were $100, $120 for a hobby box that guarantees you an autograph. Last year they were like $160. You were guaranteed 2 autographs. It's the very first product with the rookies in their professional uniforms. It was one of the first products that I ripped when I was first getting into basketball. It's just a great product. It's got a lot. The name of the Hoops product has a lot of prestige to it. If you're a set builder, it's a great product to try to build the set on. It's just a good product overall. And in 2019, 2020, I don't know if you guys remember, but Panini printed out hoops on premium chromium paper stock. And obviously it was at the height of the pandemic, it was at the height of the hype. Now they overprinted it like nobody's business, but they only printed it for that 1 year. Like that's it. Premium Hoops Premium was only for 2019, 2020. 2019, 2020, as you guys know, was Ja, Zion. There's a handful of other really good rookies that have since then, as we're now in the 2022-2023 NBA season, Tyler Hero panned out to be a great player. There's a lot of really good players in that set. And if you look around on eBay right now, sealed, there was no hobby box. Actually, there was. They had that one called the H2, the hobby hybrid, which is kind of a weird one. And then they had, I think they just had the regular cello packs. They had hanger boxes. They had mega boxes. They have a full set that you can buy. That inside that set, there's a little pack that has like, I think the pulsars that are in there. But it's pretty much retail configuration, other than the H2 hobby box and then the T-Mall edition. But there's like really not a lot of like variation to it, and it's cheap. I mean, it's relatively cheap. Like you can go on eBay right now, and I've found. I mean, you can probably still find it in the stores depending on where you're at. Some places, and I got a feeling that some of these distributors are going to start putting a lot of that stuff on clearance. I think it's probably going to be some of the first products that we see that actually go on clearance and go on sale like it used to be. I mean, you used to be able to go, I used to be able to buy hoops on clearance. 2018, 2019 NBA hoops, I was buying at Walmart on the clearance bin. I was buying fat packs for like, what was it, 8.90 or 3.99. I was buying fat packs for 3.99 and pulling Luca and Trey rookies. So but anyway, the hoops premium I think is like one of the like for me, because I already have this love and affinity for hoops, and it's cheap and it's great. You could pull some really interesting stuff, some really interesting cards, and they're great. They're premium card stock. It's got that chromium finish, that optic prism kind of finish to it, select kind of cardboard chromium paper, and it's pretty cool. I've enjoyed really ripping it, and I've bought it, and by the you know I think one auction that I hit was like I bought like 15 hanger boxes for like $100. Like it was like $120 or something like that. I ended up paying like $6 or $7 per on the hanger boxes, and it's great stuff, man. It's fun to rip, and you know I really like it. I join in your hangover, put down the Corona. That's right. Um, no pickups this weekend. I got some stuff coming in tomorrow that I bought. I'm I'll give you guys a little bit of kind of an insight. I at the last Dallas card show that I was at, I was speaking to a couple of folks that are kind of in the know, and they were telling me about forensic card grading, FCG, um, that they know for a fact those guys are really, 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 really tough on grades, and it's not uncommon for them to be, I don't want to say overgraded, but their standards are really, really strict compared to SGC and PSAs. And so his his advice was like, if you see a card that you want in an FCG 9.5 or a 9 even, um, that has a good surface subgrade, um, and you can get it for I don't know, half off or whatever because of the slab that it's in. Go ahead and pick it up and get it get it, crack it and resub it. And he's like, and man, he goes, you'll be surprised how many tens you come back with. And I thought it was an interesting, kind of like concept. And so the other day I was kind of searching around and found some really good cards that I've been looking for in FCG slabs, and I picked up some Tom Brady refractors, some Bowman refractors, and stuff like that for really cheap. I picked up one Tom Brady refractor for the price, for basically like under raw price, in an FCG 9.5. That if I crack that thing and it comes back, SGC 9.5 or SGC 10, that's you're talking about some good money there. But I've also been trying to build up a little bit more on my football collection, and also looking to buy some more F1 stuff. I think F1 is going to be really interesting this year. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. But no big pickups. So hopefully some of that stuff that I bought will start trickling in this week sometime, and then we can go from there. So, to my point earlier, I mean, look at this stuff. Well, that extra camera. I mean, 20 hanger boxes. I'm keeping an eye on this one, but 20 hanger boxes, and they're selling them 20 at a time. Like this is like, and these are just a blast. They're fun to rip, but I don't really, I can't go wrong with it in my opinion. It's fun. Finding lots of yellow hoop packs at Family Dollar. Go get them. Yeah, yeah. I ripped a ton. I ripped a ton of hoops this year. Um, I'd like to pick up like another, like I don't know, maybe Donruss for this year. I didn't really rip a whole lot of that. Um, I'd like to get some more of that because especially the grading special that PSA's got going on right now. Um, I kind of want to check that out. But man, you guys think that Denver's gonna sweep? I think Denver's gonna put it away tonight. I don't think Minnesota's got enough for him. Jokic is just too much. He's too much. Dude's a beast. Who's premium reminds me of Topps Chrome. Yeah, yeah. And if you think about it, that kind of follows the pedigree, right? It's like Topps paper and then Topps Chrome, um, which is not too far fetched of a thing for companies to do. I'm still trying to pick up some more Shingun stuff. It's off season now, so we got some stuff that's you can get them at a good price, man. But I think the cat's out of the bag with Shingun though. There's been too many basketball players in the league that are like, hey man, this kid is pretty serious. So it's like, the like I said, the cat's kind of out the bag, and the prices are starting to reflect that. People are starting to hold. What is this? Why does he want so much for that? But yeah, just been browsing around trying to see what's out there. I haven't really been picking up a whole lot. Um, Prices are down right now significantly. If I look at like the index that we have on Card Hedge. Why did I get rid of that? If I look at the indexes that we have on Card Hedge, like markets are just down. Everything's down. I mean, hockey. Any big hockey collectors? I'm not a big hockey guy, but let's take a look at basketball. So this is 1 year. Pretty good drop from 1 year. I'd say roughly about a 30% drop in the last year in card prices. Man, there's a lot of like content being put out right now where like like guys are like losing their ass on cards that they bought. Um, you know, everybody's talking about a market crash and the market's crashing and all this other stuff. I don't think the market's crashing. I think the market's going back to where it was. You know, it was kind of crazy to think that. Oh, that's a good one right there. I think I might send an offer on that one. It was crazy to begin with to think that the prices that were being that people were getting for some of these cards was going to be the norm going forward. I don't understand how people really thought that was going to be it, that was going to be the where exactly. Yeah, this was what we're talking about. Um, it's just like it's going back to where who did y'all really think that like the 86 Fleer Jordan didn't get to 1 million? Like that should have been an indicator. Like if the 86, I think the 86 Fleer Jordan is a good like barometer, canary in the coal mine, so to speak, right? To kind of what cards are doing. Because if Jordan ain't getting 1 million for a PSA 10, that's a general print, like it's not anything spectacular, then there's no reason why any of these other guys should be getting that price. And the fact that these guys are paying millions of dollars for Luka Doncic RPAs and black one of ones and all this other stuff. It's like it's insane. Like some of these prices that these guys are paying. And those of us who are like collecting and just watching this happen, it's like, you know, every time a new high was hit on a card, it's like, whew, man, it's just one big old game of hot potato, right? It's like who's gonna be left holding the bag at the end of it all, and it's just uh, at the end, who's gonna be holding the bag? Jordan needs a Monopoly Prism, yeah, but I don't know, man. I think it's everybody's screaming bloody murder, you know, because the guy that paid $5 million for a Luca RPA just sold it for $3 million, and it's like we're all supposed to feel bad for him. It's like, well, no, you shouldn't have paid $5 million for it in the first place. Like that was the stupidest thing ever. Um, Prism boxes, like hobby boxes on Panini, not sitting on the shelves, and it's like people aren't. We're not paying that no more. Like people ain't paying that no more. Man, Denver's off to a slow start, making some silly plays. Yeah, Jay was he shouldn't pay $3 million for a picture of a dude anyway. I agree. I agree. Look at this, man. Clearly Donruss. Man, there's some stuff on Panini's website for like that I never, like a year and a half ago would have never been still on the clearly Donruss, Revolution, 125 bucks, $125 for a hobby box. 8 parallels per box on average. There's no thing about this Revolutions that there's no autographs, I don't think. You're not guaranteed any autographs. Yeah, I don't think you're guaranteed autographs at all. 4 rookies, 4 inserts, and 8 parallels. Like that's what you're getting. And it just says look for autographs. But you're not guaranteed anything. I kind of like Revolution. I think Revolution's got a good look to it. I might pick up a box of this stuff, but I guarantee you if it's selling for 124 on the website, you could pick it up. You could pick it up for cheaper on the secondary. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of this. Panini hobby boxes of Prism now $100. This actually ain't a bad pickup if you think about it. It's $100 for Prism Draft, and you get 4 autographs. I mean, it's collegiate uniform, but I mean, you could still do pretty good on like a Bancaro Prism Draft auto. Let me see. What are those going for? Caro Prism Draft auto. Yeah, a couple $100. I mean, you land one of those and it pays for your box. You got a chance to hit 4 of them. I mean, 2022 Prism Draft auto. Well, yeah, some of these are tough, but still, look, Keegan Murray, $180, $50, $24. I mean, you could make your money back on this box. It wouldn't take much to make your money back on this box. A couple of decent autos, a couple of decent colors. I mean, you could do a lot worse than Panini Draft. Dang, look at this, man. You got basically pull gold to get anything over $20. But anyway, there's like there's some good product out there that's still for sale. Panini's dropping prices on this stuff because ain't nobody buying it. Ain't nobody buying that at $200. You're crazy. $250 on a Mosaic Fast Break Court Kings, which I still think is like one of the coolest looking cards out there. Like they really try to put it together. But this one, you don't get that many cards. I think there's only 10 cards. Yeah, you only get 10 cards, one per pack, one pack per box. You get one autograph, one mem card, one rookie card, one parallel, two inserts, and 4 base cards per box. That's still a little high at $250. I mean, that's $100. That should be like $100 box. The Monopoly Blasters. I was hearing that these are going to be recalled. Why would you recall a product? I don't understand that. I saw that on I think I saw it like on Twitter or on Instagram or something. But I'm not gonna lie, I thought this Monopoly thing was kind of cool, so I might try to pick up some blasters and rip them on the channel. But I mean, there's just some good product out there. Cereal box. What is a cereal box? Chronicles cereal box. Cereal box exclusive teal. What does a cereal box mean? Is that like a legit box of cereal? There's no way. Anyway, cereal box. Yeah, WWE is another one that they got. Like the Prism boxes, like $250 for a Prism box of WWE. I think the Rock one of one just sold for like I don't know what it went for, but it went pretty high money. And I don't watch a lot of these new kids, but so a lot of these guys I don't really know wouldn't know who they are, but I mean, who wouldn't want to hit an Undertaker Mankind autograph? Like if you grew up on that, that's sick. And again, $250 and it's not selling. It's on the shelves. It's not selling out. So you'd imagine, that at some point they're going to drop the price on that. Same thing for Revolution. I think at some point they're going to have to drop the price on that. WNBA, they're going to have to give you money to buy it. I mean, it's like nobody's going to buy this. Chronicles Draft, nobody's buying this. 2 autographs, 2 memorabilia, 2 Spectra. What's Spectra? Well, I know what Spectra is, but 16 hollows and 6 Optichrome per box on average. These are, I mean, $100. Why would you buy this when you can buy Prism for the same price and get guaranteed 4 autos? That doesn't make sense. Panini's pricing structure doesn't make any sense. Okay. They look like small cereal boxes. Yeah, but still, I mean, it's like, what up, Alan? Joel is winning the MVP. I don't know why. Jokic deserves it for, a third time in a row. A lot of people are arguing that there's no way that Jokic should be getting a third MVP, but because they're like, oh, he hasn't won anything or anything like that. Like, oh, he hasn't won a championship. Why does he deserve 3 MVPs in a row? Because for the 3 years that he's been a candidate, he has dominated and he deserves regular season awards. Oh, that was a nice little pick. He deserves it. He's been the best player in the regular season. Now, obviously, where it counts is for championships in the offseason, but those offseason misses, those championship misses, shouldn't go against what he accomplished during the regular season. And, I think you're right. I think they're going to give it to Embiid just because they have some twisted logic that says that he shouldn't get it. He shouldn't get it this year, which I think is insane. So they finally put this out of stock, which I don't think. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it went out of stock. I think it's still sitting there, and they're trying to save face. Yeah, exactly, Michael. That rock card went for big money. It doesn't matter what it just sold for. I always say the same thing after ripping modern product. What the hell was I thinking, and what am I going to do with this garbage? You know what's funny is that I kind of have the same sentiment, um, but I don't know. I guess I just ripped knowing already that it's gonna be that I know it's not gonna be what I think it's gonna be. But one of the things that I like to do is you got this big old box full of cards here. This is what I do with all my like bulk stuff. I just pack it up into these little packs of 30, and then I give them to my wife. And she's in education, and so she gives it out to the kids at the school and stuff like that. So I don't hold on to any of that. But works out. Not too bad. They might I think they're gonna try to go for the gentleman's sweep, and not really. But who knows, man? I mean, was it the Sixers that just swept? Big perk, race bait, influence. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I can't stand Perk. He's got some of the dumbest. He just sounds like a big dummy sitting out there. Where is the? Because I think who's waiting for somebody's waiting for the winner of this. 76ers, there you go, swept the Nets. So they're waiting in the wings. Boston took the Hawks. I honestly thought that Boston game, I think they were down maybe like only like 7 or 8 points in the last 5 minutes. I was really hoping Trey would go off. Um, but Boston just wants it a little bit more. Am I going to try to grade with CSG or HGA again? CSG, no. HGA, I probably will because there's some horizontal cards that I want to get done. I just picked up the Bo Jackson rookie card. I think I got it in like a PSA 7, but the card looks like amazing. It's a great looking card. And I want to get that done in a horizontal slab. Just cuz like I just think they look great. I think they look great, and then my brother makes the cases for them so that we can so I can display them. And that Bo Jackson card is just such a classic card that I want to display it. I gotta figure out this whole situation. I want to put up some more cards to display. But yeah, not CSG. I don't think I don't know. I don't have like I don't know. I guess I could if I really wanted to. They're the cheapest on the block right now, but oh, um, they're the cheapest on the block right now. But I don't know. I just don't really like CSG. I don't have like any desire to slab any of my cards in CSG. I rather pay an extra few bucks and send it to SGC. Um, Even if I do it like in a group sub or something like that, I could. Oh, that was a sloppy pass. Yeah, I could see Denver winning this game. I mean, I could see Memphis winning this game. Um, Sorry, not Memphis, Minnesota. They're making silly plays here. So yeah, I don't know. I never really took to CSG. I think they grade like I don't know, they grade 90s stuff like really harsh. And yeah, I agree. Can CSG is like an upgrade from GMA. For me, it's PSA SGC. Um, if I have to grade something, if it needs to be like I have an order right now that's still sitting over there with PSA for autograph authentication. Um, so that'd be a reason to still go to SG to PSA. The 16 or was it $15 grading for anything 22 and 23. That's an interesting one. Um, I just missed the boat with my Shingun with my Shingun collection because otherwise I'll be honest with you, if that would have included 21, 22, and 23, I probably would have sent over all of my Shingun because I had a lot of autograph stuff. I sent all of that to SGC for grading. Um, and then if I would have done like if they would have included 2021 into this recent promotion that they're doing, which is 23 and 22. If they would have included 21, that would have included Shingun's rookie year. And I have a bunch of stuff to like I have a handful of like gold to 10. I have a handful of like really nice parallels, short print stuff that I would have liked to have sent. That I didn't want to send to SGC. I really wanted to send my autograph stuff there. That I just kind of was gonna keep away and just man, Minnesota is cooking right now. They're gonna leave that first quarter up one on Denver. Um, so I just think for me, CSG just doesn't CSG doesn't do anything that SGC can't do. And I trust SGC a lot more when it comes to grading accuracy. Um, Not that I had a bad experience with CSG on their customer service, but I know that SGC's customer service is outstanding. Um, and then again, if I was in a situation where PSA from a price point is looking real attractive, um, then I might take a gamble on them just because of the return on the dollar amount. You just can't beat it. Those guys are head and shoulders above secondary market value. So, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I'd love to do some more stuff, but we'll see what it is. See it. Yeah, it's not that they grade too hard. I just don't think like they're the way they look at. One of the reasons I like SGC is because you know there's no doubt about the fact that they have a high level of expertise when it comes to vintage. Um, like the way I like the way that they approach their grading process, which is a much more like in-depth review of the card, and then a grade assigned to the card based on more factors than just centering, surface, corners, and edges. Right. Um, Peter talked a little bit about that whenever he was talking about subgrades. Like, hey, why don't you guys add subgrades? And he's like, well, the fact of the matter is that our criteria and how we grade our cards goes way beyond just those four sub grades to determine the overall value of a card. And so I like that about SGC. And so when I'm sending in like a 1988 Reggie Miller rookie card that has great centering, and or has a great surface, and maybe the centering is great, but the edges and the corners aren't necessarily bad, but they're indicative of a card from the 1980s. I feel like SGC looks at that card differently because they understand how old the card is and will assign it a condition based on how long it's been kept in this in this good of a condition, right? So I just feel like they have a different outlook on the way that they grade. And that's one of the reasons why I like them. That's why I like sending them, like 90, 91 Fleer. Like like I got a feeling that they would look at this differently than an CSG, or they would look at it differently even than a PSA. PSA does not look favorably on early 90s basketball cards. Um, and I don't feel like they, you know, can give it a good grade based on, based on what it is. So that's just kind of what I I think that that's why I like them. I think they have a good, I align more ideologically with the way that SGC grades. And that's why I like them so much. And if I'm looking to make money, if money is strictly the end goal, then I'm going to PSA, right? But there's not very many scenarios in which money is my number one factor for grading. At least it hasn't been at all. Now that I'm selling on eBay, I'm starting to see why guys would go to PSA a lot more. To obviously get top dollar for their cards, but prior to me actually getting on eBay and selling on eBay, which I've been doing pretty good, it's just there's really been no reason for me to do it. And that's another thing too, Michael. SGC has been extremely consistent. I have a good feeling that if I were to grade a card with SGC, that it's if I have a card with SGC and I go there and it gets a 9 and I crack it and I send it again, I feel like it'll get a 9 or a 9.5. If I crack it and send it again, I feel it'll get a 9 or a 9.5. I always feel like SGC is within half a grade of what like I initially thought it would be. So again, I just align better with them, but that's just kind of the way I look at it. SGC is on point. I just think they're consistent. I see nothing about we've given them 3 years and they do less now. The value will never rival PSA. I don't think SGC's right. I don't think they ever want to rival PSA. Peter's been pretty vocal about that. They're just trying to do their own thing. They're not really trying to compete. Why doesn't PSA try to use the same holder? It's such a nice holder. It's like a crystal. CSG by far has the best slab for sure when it comes to that. Your subjective comments on SGC. You are subjective commenting on SGC grading. It's just an opinion. That's it. You need a set. You need a set away from the Kool-Aid. What? You are subjective commenting on SGC grading. It's just an opinion. That's it. Everything is just an opinion. I mean, everything is just an opinion. They're at the end of the day, that's all you're paying for. You're paying for whether you're paying PSA, a BGS, SGC, CSG, HGA, FCG, whoever it is that you're paying for a grade. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for an opinion. And when it comes down to it in the market, what matters the most to the market is PSA's opinion, number one. That is what matters because that's what carries the most weight in terms of dollars. And then you can argue that a close second is BGS or SGC, depending on the card, and so on and so forth, right? I mean, it goes down from there. But that's all you're paying for. Like you're paying for an opinion. You're paying for somebody's subjective opinion. Unless you're sending it to a tag grading that is doing it strictly 100% off of computer, programmed photo recognition of certain traits within a card. That's all you're doing. And that's once we get past that, I think people can really understand why you're grading. Or at least once you understand that that's what grading is, right? You can then start to really objectively start deciding who you're going to send your cards to, right? Because at the end of the day, what you really want to do, it's one of two things. Either you're doing it you're sending your cards in to get graded, to put them into your personal collection with some sort of standardized grading metric assigned to your card, or you're doing it to add value to the card. If you're doing it to add value, send it to PSA. If you're doing it because you want a consistent, you want your card to be measured up against a metric that is consistent, then send it to SGC because they're the best in the business when it comes to that. That's the bottom line. I mean, like, there's no other if, ands, or buts about how you're grading, why you're grading, and who you're grading and who you're sending it to. But once you've aligned your ideas of what grading should be, you can pick what company is best for you. And there's no company better or worse. It just depends on what you want it for. Why are you grading? And that's how, that's what that's what I don't understand it. Like, the reason to use SGC, that's the same reason people use HGA, GMA. Yeah, exactly. That's my point, right? Is that, you know, that's fine. And that's your opinion, right? Like, the fact that you don't see anything special about SGC is fine, right? So your definition of special is going to be completely different than somebody else's definition of special, right? I personally am not looking for anything special in a grading company. All I'm looking for is to make sure that I align with what their criteria and their grading standards. And if I align to it, then great. And if it's going to make me money, then I go to PSA because PSA is going to bring me the most money, right? That's at the end of the day, that's kind of what it's all about. SGC way better than GMA, HGA. It's all subjective opinions. Consistent is an opinion. Consistent is not an opinion, Ziggy. That's say you feel tag could provide consistent grades. No, I'm not saying tag can provide a consistent grade. I'm saying if tag sets rigid standards into a computer, it's gonna crank out the same thing every single time. But if you want you can have a consistently subjective grade where you have a set of criteria by which you are grading, and you can be consistent in the way you're looking at that. And that's why I think SGC is the best when it comes to that. Three who has graded thousands of cards. And one of the things that we're gonna do is we're gonna have we're setting this up with the guys from gotbaseballcards.com. I'm really looking forward to that conversation because if there's anybody that has seen all the ins and outs of all the grading companies, because they are big, one of the biggest group subs to all of the major grading companies, is those guys over at Got Baseball Cards, and I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with him because I mean he's seen it all, right? Yeah, so that explains why you would be a PSA or CSG guy, and that explains why you wouldn't be an SGC guy, because you grade for registry and resale, right? So my opinion on why I grade shouldn't have any impact on why you grade whatsoever. Anybody who's listening to my reasons for grading, those are the reasons why I grade, right? Ziggy just said it, right? His reasons for grading is registry and resale, right? My reasons for grading is because I want my cards measured up. I want to find the best cards in the best condition according to SGC's grading standards, because I align best with their grading standards. I like their way of grading, and I think that they are very consistent to that way of grading. So every time I send cards to them, I know the standard that they're going to grade it to, and I know that they're going to be consistent in adhering to that standard every single time. And then I want those cards in my collection. And any card that doesn't get a grade that I thought it was going to get, 9 times out of 10, I'm selling it, and then I'll try again because clearly I missed something. So that's what it's all about, man. I think he's going to put blind faith in the expertise of graders. And when graders show consistency issues, eyes get open more than PSA issues, but not universal grading standards. Yeah, agreed. One of my main issues with PSA is that they are not consistent or even accurate to their own standards. Right? Like ultra modern cards getting 2s and 3s. It's like, what the hell is that all about? How is that even possible? I mean, your card has to look like your dog chewed on it in order to get a 2 according to the standards of a 2. That's the problem, right? But again, everybody grades for different reasons. And, you know, it is what it is. I never understood why people get upset with people for liking certain grading companies. BGS, SGC, PSA, folks, it's all a horse and pony show. When I got into the hobby, BGS was the standard. Now it's trash. Yeah. Well, I don't think yeah. So I mean, it's that's a good point. We all know if you're grading to sell, PSA is the way to go. 100%. 100%. Authentication of auto is key. You realize SGC uses authentic. SGC is only an opinion company now. Peter made the company worse. Authentication of key of authentication of auto is key. You realize SGC use to authenticate autos. Oh, I think he meant SGC used to authenticate autos. SGC is only an opinion company now. Peter made the company worse. I tried to read that 2 or 3 times already. Every grading company is an opinion. Some people want a true, honest grade. Some people grade to make a living. There you go. That is a great way to put it, Canton. Some people want an honest evaluation of the condition of their cards, and some people want the highest grade that they can possibly get, right, wrong, or indifferent, so that they can make the most amount of money on the card. I think that is probably the best way to split up the camps when it comes to grading. That is, you can probably put every grader in one of 2 of those categories. And unfortunately, the market recently, man, that was a hustle. That was a hustle play. He dove for that ball. Yeah, you could probably put everybody in those 2, one of those 2 things. Dun, 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 dun. SGC centering criteria takes back centering into play. And SGC 10 should grade Gem Mint 10 with any grading company. It should. You would imagine it should, right? Unfortunately, it just doesn't. So they don't cross over too well. Why are you so mad that SGC doesn't have the expertise to authenticate autos again? I don't know. Ziggy versus Omar, no card bar. 2 out of 3 falls for the hobby title. Oh my god. No. Iguodala, future Hall of Famer. Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty great career. I think he'll be a future Hall of Famer. Not a shoe in for sure. You definitely have to think about it, but I could see if he ever was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I wouldn't be like, what? Like that wouldn't be one of those things where like, what? Him? Really? Um, but not a long shot for sure. What up, Sean? Grading wars is dumb. Do what you want, so as long as you have the information you want. Let's talk about cards, not the plastic around them. There you go, Sean. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. If you think a card grader missed on a card, would you crack the slab and send it to SG? I'm assuming you meant SGC or PSA. Steve, again, it comes down to what I've done in the past several times is purchased PSA cards that I think were inaccurately graded and inaccurately given PSA 7s, PSA 8s, especially early 90s cards. So like anything like 90s basketball, if it's got a PSA 7 and a PSA 8 and you're looking at these slabs, I'm at the card show looking at these slabs and it's got really nice corners, it's got really nice edges and a good center, a good surface, and the centering may be off a little bit. I mean, off the rip, I think, you're getting a PSA 7 or a PSA 6 on some of those cards that look really nice. And as you're looking at these cards, I'm looking at some of them like, man, these are interesting. I'll buy them for pennies on the dollar because they're PSA 7s, PSA 6s, PSA 8s. And I'll send them to SGC and I'll get 9.5s, 9s. I've gotten a 10 on a Allen Iverson rookie card that had a PSA 7. I get a SGC 10, which is like insane. I do the same thing with CSG, right? CSG stuff that I've graded, that I've cracked out of a slab. I did the thing with the Zions, right? Where I bought SGC 8 Zions. I bought 3 of them. I cracked all 3 of them, sent them all to SGC, and all 3 of them came back 9.5s. And that is further to my point that I feel like SGC holds to their standards consistently and accurately. And so since I have read their standards, I'm familiar with what their standards are and familiar with the way that they grade. I have a high level of confidence when I'm looking at a card because I've submitted with them so many times that I know what is going to do well in an SGC grade because I feel confident that they're consistent in the way they grade. And so that consistency allows you to really go out and find some really good cards that are, misgraded and inaccurately graded, and then, potentially crossing them over into an SGC slab. And I guarantee you 9 times out of 10 that an SGC 9 and 9.5 is going to be worth more than that same card in a PSA 7 or a PSA 6 slab. If we're talking dollars, right? But, that's just my opinion. Can't be mad at SGC for staying in their lane and not trying to authenticate everything under the sun. I respect that too. I guess Ziggy got the attention that he wanted, so he's out. I haven't seen anything else from him. Anybody know what's going on with the $600 tax law nonsense? PayPal example. Hopefully, a new president will end that garbage. I never understood that. I don't play in that arena where like transactions that high. I mean, hell, I don't even like buying cards for over $100. But yeah, I don't know, Bob. I wish I was a tax accountant. I'd be better suited to answer that question. Warriors versus King is getting hit. Man, that is going to be a great series. I just what I'm enjoying right now is the Grizzlies and Lakers. The whole Dylan Brooks thing has been hilarious to me. It's just another one of the reasons, like one of the things I hate about not hate about LeBron, but like everybody calls LeBron the GOAT. I'm sorry, if you're the GOAT, you're not letting Dylan Brooks chirp at you like that during a game and not put up 50 on him just to shut him up, And even Dylan Brooks said it himself, like, I don't respect you. I'm gonna respect you when you put up 40 on me. That's when I'll respect you. And if you want to talk about GOATs, that's exactly what Jordan did. You looked at Jordan wrong like the last 2 seconds of the second quarter, and he's coming out after halftime and he's putting up 40, like right in your face. And then looking at you the whole time that he's doing it. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of the killer that he was. LeBron doesn't have that in there. He's not about that life, But I cracked the Jordan PSA 5 the other day just for practice, and I can honestly say that I have given that card. I may have given that card a 3. So wait, did you mess it up while you were cracking it or what? Man, I tell you what, cracking slabs is no easy feat, It's definitely a tough thing to do. So yeah. PSA grades vintage nowadays, undergrades vintage nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have I mean, perfect example, man. I mean, if you guys watch the podcast, my boy John sent and I've seen this in pictures and I've seen it on video and stuff like that. Probably the most beautiful 9091 hoops Jordan um that I've seen. Well, one of the better examples of it. Shoe in for a 10, and he got a 9 on it. And I think, like the other thing too that I really don't like about, the the perception of PSA is that they do, they do pop control, where the registry has been something that, like, they don't want to be devaluing some of these cards that have, low population. They don't want to put too many tens out there. um and PSA can argue that, oh, we don't look at pop counts before we grade a card. Well, that's true, but you know big cards that are out there, like, you can't tell me that these guys don't know what the pop is on, cards like that. They know. It's like, uh, I just I think it's ignorant to say things like that. We're like, oh, we don't know what the pop of a particular card. So you don't know what the pop on a Kobe Topps rookie is. Like, I'm pretty sure they know. Like, there's people that's like, if you're in the hobby, that's pretty basic information. That was a nice little three he just hit. This is going to be an interesting game. Denver and Minnesota are neck and neck. Uh, yeah, I think they're going to. They might just let Minnesota have this one just for the gentleman sweep, but we'll see. Um, yeah, it's good stuff, man. So I don't know. It's just interesting to me that that's, not talked about more often. Um, all right, enough about grading. What are you guys picking up? Jesus Christ, I'm spitting all over the place here. All right. In the chat right now, give me your best pickup, single pickup in the last 10 days that you feel like you absolutely stole that card at the price that you got it. I'll share mine with you guys, which is that I honestly haven't been picking up a whole lot. I wish I'd been buying more stuff. So I recently bought, for those of you guys that know about cars, I'm a big Chevy guy. So I recently picked up a 1999 two-door, two-wheel drive Chevy Tahoe, which, if you guys know anything about that, those are pretty hard to come by in good condition. Factory two-wheel drive instead of the four-wheel drive. And I've been buying all kinds of stuff for that thing because it's, it needs new suspension, it needs new steering, it needs uh you know it needs a bunch of stuff, and so I'm trying to get it to be like a really clean daily driver. So I've been spending my money a lot on tires and steering linkages and all kinds of stuff. So I haven't been buying much, but I did, like I told you guys, I did pick up this Bowman's Best hollow. Let me see if I can throw this up on there. It is right there. Bowman's Best Tom Brady hollow. It's kind of kicking off my, like, Tom Brady pickups. And then, like, right now, because it's off season and it was already they were already kind of cheap. I'm picking up a lot more Kenyon Martin Jr. I absolutely love this kid. I know you guys have heard me talk a lot about him. I'm gonna start picking up a little bit more of him, but not so much in the just like base cards. I'm starting to try to find some like gold and maybe some, low numbered cards to, 10 and below, 25 and below, that kind of stuff. So um Connor McDavid 2021 Upper Deck Allure 3-color game used patch auto to 10. Now, I don't know a lot about hockey, but I do know that Connor McDavid is like LeBron James. of hockey. So anytime you can get that for under $1,000, game used patch always a plus. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Brian Reynolds auto Bowman Chrome 2011 Trout Bowman Chrome refractor PSA 9 $850. Not bad. Yeah, Bobo, I would imagine in Michigan 2-wheel drives are a big no-no. I would imagine that the 2-door Tahoe 4-wheel drives, like the Yukons and the 4-wheel drive ones, those are pretty popular up there. But man, you guys salting those roads absolutely kills these cars. So that kind of sucks. 2020 Leaf Trinity Pete Crow Armstrong RPA button patches, one number to 25 and one number to 10. Man, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Listen, if you guys are on Instagram and you guys want to shoot me pictures of your pickups, send them to me on Instagram at Retro Hoop Breaks, and I'll pull them up. And everybody will ooh and ah over your sweet pickups. Let's do that. So my DMs are open at Retro Hoop Breaks. If you want to shoot me a picture of what you picked up, let's do that. That'd be kind of dope. That way we can pull them up here. I'll pull up my DMs. Don't mind me DMing all these folks. But anyway, what else we got? Buying WWE Roman Reigns rookie cards. That's a pretty solid. That's a big dude. A Roman Reigns. Grabbed a 2014 Atomic Refractor Andre the Giant out of a guy's $1 box at a local show. I think Sean's winning. Sean's winning. Andre the Giant Atomic Refractor out of a $1 box. That's a pretty solid pickup. I'm waiting for my 2023 Bowman Chrome hobby boxes direct from Topps. Nice. 2021 Panini Mosaic Steph Curry Choice Black Gold Prism to 8 in an SGC 9.5 for $600. Holy crap, man. That's a hell of a pickup. And I guarantee you got you a great discount because it was in a SGC slab. Which all the better, right? Because if you're buying the card, not the slab, man, it doesn't get no better than that. Picked up a Hakeem and Fuego. Nice. Nice. Very cool. My boy JD says he picked up a Belle Biv DeVoe X-Fractor today. You're probably messing with me, but I'm going to look it up anyway, buddy. I'm going to look it up anyway. Yeah, he's totally jacking with me. Dun, dun, dun. Steve says, who do take pictures of cards? Phone, scanner, or camera? I'm assuming that you're asking me, how do I take pictures of my cards? Oh, man. Let's do this. Oh, nice. Let's do this. Keep it in chat. There we go. That's how we do this. I'm trying to figure out a way to show the people that picture you just sent me. Tops. It's not happening. Matt Sundin atomic game used maple leaf jersey card for $2. Man, is there any better feeling than having, like, if you're like a legit fan, right? Like for me, for example, Kenyon Martin Jr. I'm a real fan of that kid. I think he's a great basketball player. I think people that really watch basketball know who he is. They know his pedigree. They know his daddy was a great player, and he's living up to that name, right? His cards are so cheap that, like, I picked up that gold shimmer for like $60 of that kid. Um, and it grades a 10. And I'm like, I know to somebody else it might not be worth a whole hell of a lot of money, but to me, that was like one of the best like pickups, grade, like sent it to get graded, and it came back a really great grade. Um, I don't know. I think it was cool. So anyway, I'm looking at this one where he's saying, oh my bad, Matt Sundin atomic game used maple leaf jersey card for $2. Like, that's insane. I picked up and this wasn't recently, but I picked up a Nene game used jersey when he was with the Rockets. Um for like $6 out of a relic box at the Dallas Card Show. And I mean, like not very many people know about Nene, but he was the Rockets for a while, and it was like, it's like Jesus, man, you know. Yeah, I'm with you, Birdie, but he still ended up being a pretty good player, is what I'm saying. He did. No, he definitely didn't live up to a first round draft pick. But I mean, anytime that it's funny too, because like I'm really like interested in like that generation, right? Kenyon Martin Sr. Um, probably was the first one to go play basketball. It's like Del Curry and Steph Curry, right? Del Curry probably was the first one to start playing basketball professionally. Steph Curry grew up in that, right? So he is completely indoctrinated into basketball, right? Spent his whole life playing it. Um, but probably received like very high level training from a very young age. And I guarantee you, Dell made it to where he made it just off of his skill and hard work and all that stuff. But he wasn't groomed to play basketball. These young guys are groomed to play basketball. And now we're like, like Sabonis, right? His daddy is freaking Arvydas Sabonis, which is like one of the greatest big men to play the game for, if you're a Portland fan, I mean, you know who Arvydas Sabonis was. And I would imagine that growing up, he received very high levels of basketball training at a very young age. These guys are coming in polished, like super polished. And so I don't know. I think it's really interesting. Like these next generations of basketball players that are coming in are going to be really fun to watch. And I just think it elevates the level of basketball play that's out there. And it's only going to make basketball better. I think you guys got to remember, I love basketball first, right? So I'm watching this stuff and I'm watching these kids come up and some of these last names that keep popping up. You're like, hey, I know who that is. Play blackjack with Jay Vincent here in Michigan. Nice. Kenny Martin Sr. was an absolute monster in Cincinnati. He was definitely the best player in college basketball history. Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Top, I was trying to pull up your card, man. I can't do it on the desktop for some freaking reason. We'll see what's what. I'm gonna try to pick up some. I'm gonna try to pick up some stuff. to rip this week. I've been trying to get boxes, man. I really don't want to, like, the prices on wax is coming down, but it hasn't come down enough yet. Because I'm just not, I'm not gonna pay, you know, $500-600 for a box from 20 years ago, you know. But that's neither here nor there. There you go, Elon. He knows what's up. 2045. I don't think it's gonna take that long. You know, you know what? You're probably right. 2045 sounds about right. I've been saying this year is gonna be an interesting year for us, or this next season, 2023-2024 season, because I've been saying that the Rockets are going to make it deep into the playoffs, potentially even be trying to fight. They're going to be in the Western Conference Finals, 2024-2025. So that means we got 2 more years to really get it together. And now that Silas is gone, I think we're going to get a good good solid coach that's going to really crack these guys into shape. And I really hope that we pick up some really good veteran. We need a good, solid veteran point guard that is gonna lead these kids and really get things cracking, and really be a floor general. And then if we can get that, wrap it up with a good coach, and then, you know, potentially pick up a first or second round draft pick this year, the Rockets are gonna be interesting. All right, we'll end on this one right here. Great question by my man JD. Let me see. Where is my crystal ball? Damn it, I know it's around here somewhere. It's the same crystal ball that I use for to pick my lottery numbers. Who knows, man? Do you think the sports card values will rise or fall tomorrow? Tomorrow they're going to continue to fall. Well, Nick Nurse is out, right? I mean, he went to I thought I saw something on him where he is what did I just see on him recently? Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that he got fired from the Raptors, so he didn't necessarily go anywhere yet. I like Nick Nurse. I like the Udoka play also. But here's an interesting one, is that those of you who know Rockets history, 93, 94, 94, 95 NBA champions, and on that team was a gentleman by the name of Sam Cassell. And Sam Cassell has made quite a name for himself as a assistant coach, and he recently interviewed with the Rockets for the head coaching job. Now, from a hopeless romantic standpoint, I would love nothing more than for Sam Cassell to come back and be the one to lead the Rockets to a championship level contending team, a championship contending level team, and just kind of like just bring it all back, bring it full circle, you know. So anyway, that would be my my romantic pick for our head coach. I definitely think Nick Nurse is going to be kind of in the running. I know the Rockets. There was somebody that the Rockets interviewed twice. Let's see if I can find out who it was. They interviewed him once, and then they brought him back for a second time. Who did they bring back a second time for an interview? It's not on there. They brought somebody back for a second interview, and I'm trying to remember who it was. Doom, doom, doom. Quick question to those of you who have who are into cars. What do you drive on a daily basis, and what do you have in the garage? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, see, so here we go. They interviewed Sam Cassell. So they interviewed Sam Cassell. I know that. I know they interviewed him, but they interviewed somebody twice. He sat a flying car. What would be the best card to buy on Wednesday, say at 247? The best card to buy be a. Now this is an interesting one. I can pretty much guarantee you that this is a great card to buy on Wednesday at 2:47 p.m. A 19. Now this is tops, so it's kind of weird, but a 1952 Mickey Mantle. It's the best card to buy on Wednesday at 2:47. Yep, we interviewed Odoka. I'm trying to figure out who we interviewed twice. I could have sworn I saw something pop up that says that we interviewed somebody for a second time. And I remember seeing that and thinking to myself, well, whoever that was, Frank Vogel, that was the guy. We interviewed him once, and then I think we interviewed him again. So because we interviewed him again, I would imagine that he's going to be the runner-up. Are currently in the running for the position. But you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting. My Rockets are in a really big rebuilding stage, you know. Mark Jackson. I agree, man. I like Mark Jackson. But you know, he said some things that doesn't align with the views of the NBA, and they kicked him out for having an opinion, right? Yeah. So yeah, I agree. He should. Cassell would be better. I agree. I like Vogel, but I just think, and the thing is that like it's not even just a like a pie in the sky thing, right? Like this like white knight shining uh white knight shining armor situation where he's like coming back and taking over, taking us back to the glory days of when he was a player. But he's still a legitimate coach. Like he's been with the 76ers for a couple years. That team has done really well. I think he's a good, solid coach. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what they got going on. Top says he 2023 Kia Telluride and a 69 Camaro fully restored, original numbers matching blocked. Top choice. You are a solid American, sir. Congratulations on that 68. Now that is something I would like to see pictures of, sir. Fully original, numbers matching. That's awesome. Lon, what's up, man? Are those expensive? No, not for like a big baller like you, man. 52 tops Mickey Mantle. You can swing that no problem, big dog. You can swing that no problem. Collect 3D prints is in the house. Boop, 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 boop. Omar, can you add JD interviewed J Mac and Frosty Feet cards? Frosty is a Gem Mint 10 master. You seeing that, JD? Frosty Feet cards. Frosty Feet cards. We're gonna check that out and see what that's all about. Frosty Feet cards. Slab crossovers. I think I watched one of his videos where he did some crossovers recently. I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at old Frosty Feet. J Mac, JD and I are big fans of. We both watch some of his stuff. So that's oh yeah, see there you go. See, man, my boy JD's already on it. Yeah, talk to J. Yeah, we big fans of J Mac. Frosty, we'll have to check that out. Nobody likes when we do interviews. Yeah, so on the podcast, historically, our episodes where we do interviews don't really, from a number standpoint, do that well. Um, we'd like to continue doing more of it, but because we enjoy bringing in people from the hobby. But if the numbers were talking, then according to the numbers, those of you that listen to the podcast, which again we greatly appreciate, um, really just like it when it's me and JD just talking, ripping and riffing, which is something that we can do best. Something that we can do really well. So, yeah, I agree. J Mac seems pretty cool. I have to check out this Frosty Feet guy. Um, I always find it interesting when guys. He put out a video that says what I use to identify my PSA 10 candidates. That's going to be an interesting one. He has a lot of crossovers. Well, thanks a lot for the for the suggestion, Silent. I really appreciate it. I like finding these guys that are kind of getting into it. So yeah, see if we can't reach out to him and see what's up. NBC, they did not offer us $3. They offered us $6. So we're still mulling over that offer. I wish. I wish. Half a billy. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it. We're a little under an hour and a half. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I am running on about, I'd say 4 hours of sleep. Had a pretty good night last night, and so it kind of spilled over into today. And I'm about to take me a good shower and hit the sack. Hold on a second. $100 collect 3D print discount code. For what? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, broski? We getting a discount code for $100? Happy work week. Do you guys see SGC and Leighton Cards are doing a special at the end of the week? Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. I don't even know what. $100, $100 credit for the podcast. Happy collecting this upcoming week. Did you guys see that? Yeah, that's we were talking about that on the podcast. Lon, check that out. Guys, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the like button on the live stream. It lets YouTube know that you stopped by and had some fun. Download the Card Hedge app. I'll be in the Dallas Card Show in May coming up. Teaming up with Arena Club and Card Hedge. So I'll be there all weekend. What else? Oh, so check this out. I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to see it. Already down in the bottom, you should see. I don't know if it. No, it doesn't. If you check any of the other videos that I put out, one of the things that I enjoy doing, even before I got back into cards and stuff like that, is designing T-shirts. I had a T-shirt company called Street Star Clothing long time ago. So I designed up some shirts. I'm gonna do some more, just kind of hobby related stuff. If you go to the store tab, I'm doing some designing some shirts and stuff like that that you can pick up. I also have a hat on there that's for some reason not pulling up. I got the notification that says, "Hey, you can start selling merch." So I was like, "Oh, cool. Let's design some shirts and see some stuff." I don't want to do retro hoop collectible shirts. I think it's a bit like hubristic for me to believe that people would want to wear a shirt with my logo on it. But I do have, just some like these shirts here that says "Cardboard Rich" since 2019. But that's pretty funny. Gem mint only, and then I'm gonna do another one that says eights are hot too, and it's gonna be like a picture of a PSA 8 slab. I got to figure out the legalities behind that one, but anyway, if you guys want to pick up some stuff, there's a store link in the YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. What else? I think that's it. I'm gonna watch the rest of this game because it's actually getting pretty good. Thank you guys for watching as always and hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we got baseball cards scheduled in this week, and that's gonna be good. Lon, we got stickers coming. Hang tight there. Pretty much anything that I do in a shirt format, I'm gonna try to do in a sticker format as well. So stay tuned for that. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out, and kicking it for a little bit. I'm gonna finish watching this game and then hit the sack, and then we'll see you guys next week. Throughout the week, it's gonna be a pretty good week for me this week. Putting out some content, so you guys stay tuned. And then podcast on Saturday. Latest podcast episode is out right now. Check that out. Download the Card Hedge app. If you want to sign up for Card Hedge, links in the description. And that's it. Love you guys. Peace.